Welcome to SHAIL'S Kitchen, home of good food and good memories.
Today I'm going to show you how to blind bake a crust using store-bought dough that you can use for a pie or a quiche.
The first thing we're going to do is to blind bake our pie crust, and that just means we're going to pre-bake it a few minutes so that it maintains a nice crispy texture. I have preheated my oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit, and here I have this nice pie dish. It's a 9-inch pie dish and it's nice and deep, so it's going to hold all the filling really well. Here I have my pastry dough out of the packaging, so the next thing I'm going to do is to just very gently unroll my pastry until it's wide open. Now the pastry dough is all rolled out and we're ready to put it in the dish. A lot of people who make their own pie dough don't usually grease their pie dish before they put the crust in, but since I'm using a store-bought pie dough, I thought it might be a good idea to just lightly grease it with some butter, or you can also use some cooking spray and just give it a light spray before you actually put the crust into the dish. Just drape your pastry dough, get it into the dish, and then just go around very gently with your hands and get it up against the sides of the pie dish. The next thing I'm going to do is just to flute the edges of my pie crust, and I just use this very simple technique. I put my forefinger in between my other fingers of the opposite hand and just go around and make a nice flute around the edges of your pie crust. There you go. I'd like to show you another method for fluting the edge of your pie crust or quiche crust. What I did was I folded over the excess dough all around the edge so you have a nice thick edge, and then you just go around with your fingers. You can either use your thumb or you can use your forefinger like I showed you. Whichever works best for you, that's what you can use. And then, just experiment as well, because with the store-bought dough, it might be a little different than the homemade dough that you might want to make yourself. So just, just give it a try, see what works best, and that's what you can do. And there you have a nice fluted edge there. I put the pie crust in the freezer for a few minutes just so that it firms up. Now I'm going to take a piece of parchment paper and I'm just going to put it into the pie crust like this. I don't have any dried beans or pie weights, so what I've used is some rice to weight the parchment paper down. So I've filled the pie shell with the rice, and that's going to keep a nice even form while it's pre-baking. Now I'm going to put this into the oven. It is already preheated to 425 degrees Fahrenheit, and I'm going to place it on the middle rack and then bake it for about 15 minutes or so. It's been 15 minutes and I just took the pie crust out of the oven, and I just want to show you what it looks like around the edges, nice and golden brown. Now our pie crust has pre-baked, and what I'm going to do is I'm just going to grab the edges of the parchment paper and remove the rice from the shell. Look at this, how beautiful it looks. I'm going to leave it on a rack and let it cool completely before I put in the filling.
If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my YouTube channel, SHAIL'S Kitchen, and follow me on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and Pinterest.
Thank you so much for spending your time with me, and I look forward to seeing you next time on SHAIL'S Kitchen, home of good food and good memories.